Hi everyone, it's Sam, NFTstatistics, and this is your Proof Daily NFT Countdown. A lot to talk about today. This Christie's Gucci auction has a lot of just really amazing art. Going to touch on that. Going to dive into Polygon NFTs, something I don't do all that often, and a whole lot more. One quick announcement. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at a conference and hosting a couple panels, so I cannot do the show in the morning. I will be back on Thursday, though, after today. But let's dive right into the news. What's going on? Quick market overview. Volumes up a small bit versus the past couple days. Total market share for blurs at 76%. High into the range for where they are, but not a whole lot new there. And unique buyers kind of trending around that 7,000 range, down a bit from where we were a couple weeks ago, but basically flat on this week. In terms of prices, the large cap index was down, and it was really driven by Azuki, which is a larger component, down about 5%, but also weakness in Moonbirds, World of Women, and Gutter Cats. In terms of mid cap index, basically flat on the day, down a touch, but did have some strength in VVCheck's and Opepin, just kind of more follow on the Jack Butcher ecosystem after the strength this weekend. Looking at Opepin's chart, really just moving higher following all the excitement around Thread Guy. You know, Beeple did another everyday featuring Opepin. That's 2 in a row. So, you know, OpenSea made their PFP an Opepin, changed it to Opepinsea, something like that. I mean, this meme is just spreading everywhere. This art is spreading everywhere, and you're starting to see it trace back to the original collection with stronger prices. VVCheck's getting some sympathy on the way up. I think just everyone's excited about Jack Butcher right now, so love to see that. In terms of art projects, not a ton of volume. Only a couple projects did more than 10 ETH of volume. Let's dig into a couple of those sales. A Chromie Squiggle, just a really nice aesthetic one here for 12.69 ETH. A construction token for 5 WETH. Cool pink one there. A couple Genesis by Clear Silver pieces sold. This one for 6.75 ETH. And then in the lower right is a QQL. A QQL full sold for 4.25 ETH. We're seeing the mint passes for QQL trading kind of that 6 to 70th range. They do get airdrop farmed a fair bit, so you see a little bit of volume on the mint passes, but not as much volume on the actual QQL, so nice to see a sale there. Second thing to talk about, a couple quick headlines. Just wanted to touch on these because I thought they were interesting. Fingerprints DAO has been talking about moving to an NFT format, and they had a proposal and that passed the DAO. But this is the exciting piece of this. The NFTs that are going to be for Fingerprints, the artist is going to be Larva Labs, the famous creator of punks, autoglyphs, Meebits, is going to be making the art for the DAO NFT. They also will be joining. So cool stuff. Excited to see kind of what comes next there. Also wanted to talk quickly about Prohibition Art. You know, they're launching their auction. They're launching their mints today. Now, one thing, Prohibition Art is trying to move art blocks technology, make it more accessible, less curated, more available to all over on Arbitrum. But they did want to start with 11 mints. So they're doing 11 mints, 1 per day over the next 11 days, starting today with Emily Edelman, an artist from Artblocks. She has an Artblocks curated project, Artblocks Presents project. And then Ed Balloon is going tomorrow. If you want to be part of this, check out prohibition.art on Twitter and move some ETH over to Arbitrum so you can be part of those mints. Third thing to talk about, Christie's and Gucci are collaborating on an auction. That auction starts today, and just a ton of awesome art open for bidding from today until July 25th. Future Frequencies is the name of the auction, and just a little bit about it. It's a fully on-chain auction showcasing many of the top artists in the space: Claire Silver, Tyler Hobbs, William Apon, and many more. The goal is to have a focus on the interplay between autonomous systems and fashion, and the outputs that you get here really are pretty extraordinary. Just a couple from Claire Silver. This one on the left, I would definitely recommend seeing the animated version because that flower is moving, really enhances it. The one on the right, she did with Emily Cusano, and kind of goes in and out from zooming into the clothes and the fashion of the subject here versus just seeing the subject spin. The minimum bids on these pieces are actually pretty punchy. I mean, they're for this market, what we're seeing, I think these minimums, I think that they can be achieved, but they're really setting a tone here that these are really highly valuable pieces of art from some of the top artists in the space. And you're seeing in the minimums very different from what we saw, of course, from 3 Arrow Capital, which had a totally different, the 3 Arrow Capital auction on Sotheby's, which of course had a very different set of circumstances. Love this work here from William Apon. 15 ETH minimum bids. That is also a pretty punchy price for a 1 of 1, but still very cool work from him. And then a few others. Tyler Hobbs has 2 Fidenzas. There's also a Lost Robbie that's being sold. But I really love this Fidenza on the left. Just thought it really looks great with that black background as well. And Emily Shee piece here for 8 ETH, kind kind of combines this traditional quilt look with a very modern glitch art, with a very modern glitch that kind of infiltrates the art. So interesting stuff from her. And then a Pendervan Armin piece for 8 ETH. But honestly, there's so many great pieces of art in this auction. I'd recommend going to the Christie's page, the Gucci page, and checking the auction out for yourself. Fourth thing to talk about, Polygon Misfits. And this is from a project called Pluto, and Misfits is their first, the NFT that they've launched. It minted a few days ago. And I just had a couple people ping me about Polygon NFTs. So I wanted to do a little bit of research. Here is a tweet from Pluto. You get a feel a little bit here for the art. They have not been revealed yet, so we don't know what the avatars actually look like, what the PFPs actually look like. But they say that their goal is to become the pop culture brand to onboard people to Polygon, creating a world of fun and interactive experiences. Kind of a lot of the tone that I think we see from a fair bit of NFT projects. But what's unique here is that they are really kind of seen as the flagship project from Polygon. Advisors and investors are the two founders, the CEO and the COO of Polygon are both involved here as investors and advisors. Just a little bit about the mint. It was a few days ago, around 0.04 ETH. There was a 4,444 supply. It minted out, and the current floor is now 0.09 ETH. Again, the flagship project for Polygon. The founders of Polygon are advisors, but also the founders of this project, of Pluto, also founded a Polygon incubator. So there's a lot of just the top people in that ecosystem who are involved in this NFT. One thing they've also done, and remember that Polygon was kind of the home for Reddit, the Reddit avatars that blew up and got so many different unique users, but they've really tried to onboard a lot of the Reddit artists to be involved in this project. A little bit more about the founders. They are the co-founders of Magic Batch, which is the NFT incubator for Polygon. They had what they call a mind map. I don't know. Why does everyone always hate the word roadmap now? Like, roadmap has become like a 4-letter word. No one wants to say it. So they're using the word mind map and really kind of, creating IP, releasing social, casual games, a token economy that's sustainable. I think a lot of these things are the things we've seen before, but it really is that kind of connection to Polygon that makes it unique. I also wanted to look into the exchanges that are now trading on Polygon, and there is a new one called DEW, DEW, and it is the blur for Polygon. We already have a blur for Solana. Now we have a blur for Polygon. It looks very, very similar in the UI. They have loyalty scores. I'm sure that there's a token that is happening. And what you can see is this green section here is the total volume on DEW over the past 3 days. And you're seeing a bit of a pickup here. It's still nothing all that crazy, looking at 25,000 US dollars per day, so that's, call it 13 ETH per day. So nothing all that big, but starting to see a little bit of momentum. Here's a screenshot from DEW just to give a feel for that exchange. They have that loyalty score in the lower left, a leaderboard. I believe that points here are earned not from bidding, but from transacting. Not totally sure about it, but that's my sense. So check that out. DEW.GG, kind of a interesting player to emerge in the ecosystem. And here they are tweeting that someone swept yesterday 100 Pluto Misfits. So starting to get a little bit of momentum there. Thought it was interesting. I own none of them. Not a project that I personally have involvement in. Just a couple people pinged me. So I figured I'd do the work, learn for myself, and tell you as well. Let's talk about a few notable sales. Going back to the ETH ecosystem. The first, a Hoodie Cryptopunk sold for 165 ETH. The seller here was Punk's OTC. Remember, this was part of those 16 NFTs that he got from Beanie, starting to move them. This one sold to Curated. Here you have Punk's OTC on the left, saying his paper hands continue. He's basically saying that he's selling these 16 at pretty good prices because he has a lot to move and he paid a lot for them and wants to get some ETH in return. On the right, you have Curated. Curated is one of the big buyers of NFTs in the space right now. And here you have Todd Goldberg of Curated saying that they've been looking for the right hoodie at the right price for a long time now, and they were happy to land this one. My view, I don't think this was a total paper hands. I think it was a nice trade, but we did have a 5-trade Hoodie Punk sell for less for 160 ETH yesterday. So, I think this is probably kind of in line with what one might expect. Another sale, and this was one of the most bizarre sales, a gold skin Pudgy Penguin sold for 69 ETH. This was the 5th highest Pudgy Penguin sale ever, but it was the highest Pudgy Penguin sale that was not a one of one. So you've had those 4 sell for higher prices, including the only one facing left, which sold for 400 ETH. But this was the highest that is not a one of one that's ever sold. But the story gets weirder because within minutes, it got listed at 42.69 ETH. So what exactly happened here? And the answer is that the buyer was Rollbit. Rollbit is a online casino that focuses on crypto, on NFTs, and is just completely blowing up. Just doing enormous amounts of volume, tons of highly levered trades that are happening there. And you're going to hear more and more. I think that because they have so much money, they're going to be able to pay people. You're going to hear more people talking about them. But one of the things that they did was they said, whoever wins some spin is going to get an NFT. And it turned out that NFT was this gold skin Pudgy penguin. So they went and bought this NFT for 69 ETH. The person who won it immediately decided they wanted to sell and get ETH back in return. So kind of bizarre situation, but great sale for the seller there, no question. And congrats to whoever won that. And then one of one sales I wanted to talk about by Gelo Arch. Sorry if I am pronouncing your name wrong, Gelo, or however you pronounce it. I follow you on Twitter. I love your work. Very unique, just kind of texture and color palette and composition to everything he does. But this piece here was called Calm Before the Tornado. It sold for 3.5 ETH. And then another piece by the same artist called Skywalker sold for 3 ETH. Now, this artist has had a bunch of really great sales in the past. Sales for 9, 12.1, 7.5, 10 ETH. So I'm kind of a broken record. Everybody is fetching lower prices than they used to, but still just incredible work from this artist. I love to see these sales happen. So congrats to him as well as the buyers. And then just a quick description from his bio: over 20 years of experience of architecture and art. His work is to reinterpret architectural forms in view of art in different time and space. That is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Give us a like below. Tell us what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. And again, we're not going to be here tomorrow, but we will be back on Thursday with another show. Have a great day.